Good morning, class. I wanted to share this math lesson with you, and I must say, I miss teaching math so much. I know I'm doing it online. I hope you like my number corner videos, but I just miss it. I love teaching math. You are all doing such a great job. And today, this is the page you have to complete, and I wanted to let you know if you are having trouble with this, I would suggest going to the page before because you will notice the 120 grid on page 63. Today, you are doing page 64. So one way you can do this is by using the 120 grid. And it gives you some of the numbers and it wants you to fill in the others. So what you would do, let's look at number 1. You would find one of the numbers. So I noticed the first number is number 1, as my computer takes forever. My first number is number 1. Now I go to my 120 grid. I find the number 1. Okay, what comes after 1? Well, I know it is 2, but also I can see that on the grid. And as you can see, these are all chunks of the 120 grid with some numbers missing. So this one is just, I should have made this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it thicker. We're going to get better at this tool. Practice makes perfect. Steady, steady. So what it did, and let me make sure I get it right, it goes down 3, and then, so all that is whoa, steady, and then it's over 1. So this is the chunk, and it has certain numbers missing. Now, technically, you really only need one number, and you should be able to solve every one. Now, they gave you more than one number here. They gave you the 3, they gave you the 13. You'll notice all sorts of patterns with the 120 grid. I notice it goes up by 1. If I go down, the only place that's changing is the tens place, and the ones place stays the same. All of these numbers, the single-digit numbers, are technically, if you wanted to, you could write them this way. And sometimes I'll do this because it'll help students understand their tens and ones place. Like there is technically a 0 in the tens place. We just don't write the 0. So if you do it that way, you may even notice more patterns. But I wanted to show you, if you want to use this page, it may help you. So for the first problem, that's the chunk that it gave you. It gave you the number 1. So I know 2 is going to go here. I know my pattern that the ones place stays the same and the tens place is the place that changes. So it goes up by 1 every row down. And I'm doing that with our number corner. So make sure you're watching that because that might help too. And then for the one underneath the 1, I know again, my pattern when it goes down is the ones place stays the same and the tens place goes up by 1. So that's the answer for the first one. If you want, use this grid on the page before, and that will help you solve these problems. Find one of the numbers, go to the grid, and see what you have to put in the missing boxes. I just wanted to share that with you. Last thing I wanted to share with you, you have comparing 2-digit numbers for Khan Academy. And in the classroom, I taught this a couple of ways. So I'll share it with you as I work to use the right tool. Is this going to work? Hold the phone. So again, we're paying close attention to our tens place and our ones place. The first thing I do when comparing numbers is look at the tens place because that is what matters more than the ones place because it holds more value. So a number like 71, even though 1 is smaller than 5 and 1 is less than 7, 71 is greater than 57 because if the tens place is greater than the other number, then it automatically is greater than. So don't get tripped up because a 1 is less than 5 and 7. Look at the tens place first and compare those. Okay, 7 is greater than 5. 7 tens is more than 5 tens. I know 71 has to be greater than 57. And when a number is greater than, either you do it this way, and I would give it 2 dots for the bigger number. Oh man, dots are hard. Pretend that's a dot. There has to be a dot tool. Pretend I'm drawing dots. So the greater number gets 2 dots, and then you just connect them. Sorry about how I thought this might be the best way to do it. But anyway, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, and this is how I was taught. Okay, let's look. Tens place. We know 1 is in the tens place here, and that's the number 18. The 2 is in the tens place here. That's the number 20. Which number is the larger number? 20. And this is how I was taught when I was in school. It was like the alligator eats the bigger number. And then I draw like little teeth. And if you want to do it that way, you can do it that way too. But I tried to teach the dot method. So the bigger number gets 2 dots and the smaller number gets 1 dot. And if you can remember it that way, you will never get these questions wrong. And it's so important that you know the greater than less than, because it's such an easy way to get points on a math test. And if you get it wrong, sometimes you just get it mixed up. And even when students know the number is greater than, sometimes they forget. So I recommend using the dot method. The bigger number gets 2 dots, the smaller number gets 1 dot, or the alligator method where the alligator's mouth is open to the bigger number. And when the tens place is the same, as is the case here, I then go to the ones place, and we know our tens place and we know our ones place in 2-digit numbers. So the tens place is 9. There's 9 tens in both. So that's the same. Now I go to my ones place. Which one has more ones, 8 or 3? 98 is greater than 83. So 98 will get 2 dots. And I wish I had a dot feature. If I do, then that would be something. Hold on. See, I don't really. I'm sure there is. Anyway, let's just do it. Let's do the alligator. So 98 is greater than 93. And then if a number is equal, 89, 89. Wait a second. One of those is not greater than or less than. It is equal to. So we do our equal sign, and we know that's our equal sign. Sorry for the drawings. It's better that I use this than the whiteboard thing. It's too clunky, but I'm trying my best here. I will get better. I promise you that. I hope you have a wonderful day. Work hard, post to your portfolio, reach out if you are struggling with anything, and I will talk to you all soon.